but we got to crank it up. These numbers of loan officers just closing one loan a month or zero loans a month, that's not what New American Funding's platform is built on. Let me just kind of explain what I've done over the last 3 years, you guys. I have been professionally coached since 2014. I pay $3,200 a month. I don't see any of you guys paying $3,200 a month. In fact, I know for a fact none of you guys do. I'm not going to name the company, but I pay $4,700 a month to the #1 sales training company in America right now. The reason why I'm not going to tell you the company, because none of you guys would probably invest in it. It doesn't matter. What matters is I pay the price for you guys to get the simplified version of all the time I'm putting into coaching. Now, here's what I want to challenge every single one of you guys with. Are you happy with where you're at financially, in business, and in life right now? You don't need to raise your hand. You don't need to say yes or no. I want you to look at me and make eye contact with me. I am. I'm very content. I'm very grateful. Secure in regards to investments. I know when I wake up every single day, I have a team to take care of. I know how to hunt and go out and get new loans. I know I'm going to close loans. I know I have a great job. So I've built this. And there's something to be said about this feeling that you have every single day, knowing that your hard work has paid off, #1. #2, knowing that you've got security, financial security. Because of the coaching that I've invested in, when I have issues in my marriage, I know how to navigate through that. I've gotten better at communicating. I've got kids. Because of the coaching that I've gotten, it's helped me be a better communicator and a better parent to kids. Employees, it's helped me be better with employees and communicate with them and manage them. Relationships with realtors, borrowers. I get borrowers daily that challenge me on rates. The old Dan Keller would have got bitter and pissed and got defensive, and it would have been a flip of the coin whether they would have stayed or not. Today, I'm like, yeah, no problem. No worries using that internet lender at Barrett Financial down in Arizona that hasn't done any work at all on your deal at all, doesn't know anything about your short-term, your long-term financial goals. No worries. Let me take a look at what he's got. Let's reevaluate everything. And hey, if in the end you find more value with the dude at Barrett that is sitting in his mom's basement running loans out of his house, that's totally fine. He'll sell your mortgage and all that. We can go over all of that business model. But the old Dan would have got defensive and pissed. Realtors cheating on me. Every single one of my realtors uses another lender. The old Dan would have got bitter. The new Dan is like, I got to get better. I got to be so sticky and so good that they don't want to, that they feel like if they refer a deal to another lender, that that's going to take money out of their pocket down the road. So I'm getting myself into outcome-based thinking. I want you to write that down. Outcome-based thinking. Another word for that is results-based thinking. Like, what do I want out of this realtor relationship? The old Dan looked at it right here in the trenches, right now, the situation I'm in, this deal. Now I'm looking at the bigger picture. For example, this particular realtor that just comes to mind, I close 7 deals a year. Who cares if I'm going to lose one because another lender came in and showed them a really good time at a new martini bar? Who cares? They're not Dan Keller. They don't have all the systems that I have in place. They've already referred us 7 times. So am I gonna threaten losing a relationship over one deal where I get 7? The old Dan would have. He would have got bitter, pissed, challenged that, not called her back. The new Dan's like, yeah, no big deal. How was the martini? How's the deal? Hey, tell me something great about the process when you use that other lender. Hey, I saw on social media you just closed a deal with another lender. I get it. Hey, I get it. A lot of my realtors get swooped off their feet. This is a dog eat dog business. It's competitive. One of the reasons why I'm the best is I got a little bit thicker skin. So, hey, what was 1 or 2 things that you really loved about that process as compared to the 14 or 15 that you closed with us over the last 2 years? Oh my God, Dan, your guys' communication is so much better. One of the things that she did differently was this. Cool. You can get bitter or you can get better. So I take every situation and I'm trying to look for better. That's outcome-based thinking. That's bigger picture. Okay. So I want you to write down right now. It's a yes or no answer. Are you happy with where you're at financially right now in your life, money in the bank, income that you're earning right now, loans that you're closing right now? Take a moment. I want you to think that through. I don't just want you to write down, yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm good. So the majority, there's this thing, Ed Milet taught me this back in 2014. I had an opportunity to get in a coaching group before Ed Milet blew up. Okay. And he's a big influencer now, big success coach. I think he's a billionaire at this point. I got in this group with Ed Milet, and this one thing, I didn't understand it at the time because I wasn't in the position that I'm in today. This is 10 years ago. But he talked about being blissfully dissatisfied. Blissfully dissatisfied. And now being in the position that I am today, going through a lot of struggle over the last 10 years, lots of struggles, lots of change, market conditions.
Mm.
But going through that, I now understand what that means. Blissfully dissatisfied. You're happy. You're grateful in the moment, but you're never satisfied. You always can be doing better. I believe every single one of us could be better loan officers. We could be better communicators. We could be better sales professionals. We could be better leaders. So I want to challenge you. I did this with my team the other day, and this is my operations team. What's one thing that if you could snap your fingers and improve on, you feel like it would completely change how you do your job? I want you guys to write this down. Now, there are 29 people on this call. I want 29 emails. I want you to just email me. My name's Dan Keller, dan.keller at NAF Inc. I want you to email me right now. Pull up your computer. If you're driving, don't. I want you to email me right now. You don't even have to title this. In fact, in the subject line, just put your answer. What's one thing, if you could improve upon or change in your business, you'd flip the switch in your business? One thing. And we're going to give you guys 2 minutes. I want to see 29 emails in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Please do this assignment. One thing. It could be marketing. I want you to be specific on marketing, social media marketing, open house marketing. I don't care. Database marketing. Don't just put marketing. If it's chasing more realtors, be specific. Chasing bigger realtors, better realtors, how many realtors? I want you to be specific on what that is. If it's database, be specific. I need a system for following up with my database. If I could improve one thing, it would be a system to get referrals from my database, whatever that might be. Be specific, please. We got 1 more minute.
Mm.
Cool. Okay, now here's what I want you to write down. Clarity is lethal. Clarity is lethal. I want you to think of it this way, you guys. Think of an Air Force or Navy fighter jet. When they lock onto a target, maybe another jet that's moving, let's say back in the 50s and the 60s and maybe the 70s, they would actually have to hedge where that jet was going or where that target was going, aim the missile at it, and hope the missile made contact. Yes? You with me? The new missiles, what do those have in them? I believe they have, like, I don't know, are they called heat sinking missiles? They have activation in there where when it locks onto a target, that target could be moving at 700 miles an hour and it's going to chase it down at some point and blow it up. Yes? Our brains work just like that, you guys. When there's clarity on your outcome, what you're trying to do. So, for example, if you put, I need better real estate agents. I'm getting very little business from real estate agents. I'm sick and tired of hearing Dan talk about real estate agents. I'm just striking out in that category. Cool. If you got really clear on how many, what it took, like what specifically, why can't you get real estate agents? Do you suck at cold calling? Do you suck at following up with listing agents? Do you suck at doing pop buys and just being in spaces where there's so if it's your strategy, that's fine. But you got to get clear on what you're trying to achieve. 5 new realtors that are doing a minimum of 5 transactions a year. And then specific, I'm going to get one of their transactions. That's an extra however many transactions a year. Okay. So specific. When you are specific, your brain literally chases that. I've given this story. You've heard me say this story again. So this is funny. 2016, I get introduced to the core. I go to this core summit and I'm sitting at a table and every one of these loan officers, men and women, younger than me. One of them was older than me. That was it. All of them were younger than me. And 2016, I was probably knocking on that, 40, probably 40, 42. I had no money in the bank. We were negative, no money in 401k, no money in the bank, negative debt, going around the table, and every single one of these loan officers, we had to share what we earned and what our net worth was. Every single one of them was like 800 grand, 1.4 million. This is W2, 4 million. One of them said 6 million. I'm like, holy shit, I'm at the wrong table. I'm at the rich table. And then it got to me, and I was right around 350 grand. The audience, there's about 500 people in the audience, and Rick Ruby said, anyone who makes more than $1 million, stand up. I thought it was just going to be my entire table except for me. Guys, it was a third of the room. It was a quarter to a third of the room. And I'm like, I'm now in the right room. These people all do loans at a way, way, way higher level than me. I need to figure out what these cats are doing. So we're sitting there at the table and we're talking about net worth and we're talking about income. And there was this little business card on the table. And the card on the table says, my 2017 BHAG income goal is blank. Now, on the other side of it, it says my 2017 income goal will be blank. Okay, so you had to write down your goal, which was what you're earning plus 10%. That's how that's really good coaching. What you're earning right now plus 10%. Anything outside of that is too big in 1 year. Okay, so I wrote down an extra $50,000 a year in income on one side. So it had me making right around 450 to 500 grand. Guys, on the other side, guess what I wrote? My BHAG was $1 million. I will send all of you guys, if you'd like, my W-2 from 2017. I missed my BHAG goal by $40,000. Do the math on that. That's 900 and something thousand. I had no clue how to do it. I just knew I was in the right room. I was very clear that I want to make $1 million in mortgages. If these cats can do it, ugly, tall, good looking, male, female, short, fat, young, old, there was no excuse. There was nothing that any of these people didn't have that I had, and I could do this. But I got clear. I had to be in and around those people, number one. Number two, I had to learn what they were doing. It was really simple. They chased realtors and they loved on their database. That was it. And they just did it way better than me. So I got structured. I figured out how to go out and chase realtors. How do you chase realtors? You got to call them. Number one. Number two, when you sit down with them, you got to connect with them. And number three, you got to add value. And number four, you have to follow up. So none of these realtors, I'm going to break it to you guys, when you sit down and you meet with them, are going to be like, yeah, Kagan, I'm going to use you. Yeah, it was great meeting you. I'm going to send you my next 5 deals. It just doesn't work that way. You got to follow up. You got to send them a handwritten note card. You got to learn a little about them. You got to give them a gift. You got to follow up more. You got to pop by their office. You got to get their home mailing address. You got to follow them on social media. Guys, it's that simple. But if you don't show up every single day with clarity that I need to do this, I've given you guys all the lists. So it starts with a list. You gotta know who you're going after, and then you have to have a system: call, meet, follow up. And then under the follow up, it's like 5 or 6 different ways. Then we call another one, meet another one, follow up. And you just do that. And that's what we do every single day. If you want to have a good mortgage business, that's what you're going to do. I'd be willing to bet if you're struggling right now working with realtors, you guys, or getting more realtors, you're stopping halfway through the process. You're stopping 3/4 of the way through the process. The follow-up just isn't there long enough. The value may not be there, the charisma. So I've had to learn all this stuff, you guys. How do you be valuable to a realtor? Like, what do realtors look for in lenders? Here's the thing, guys, don't take my word for it. Ask. Ask. So I'm very transparent when I meet with realtors. I'll sit down with them and say, hey, thank you for your time today. I just want transparency. I love transparency. My loan files are 100% transparent. My loan processor shares everything with all parties. We don't hide anything. In business, I'm transparent. Why are we meeting today? I want to be transparent. You're a real estate agent and I'm a lender. Now, I know you need a good lender or two or three in your back pocket. I want to be one of them. So I'm fully transparent with you. I want to be one of them. Now, why do I want to be one of them? I think I have some products. In fact, I don't think I know that I have some products and some unique services that are unique to me that will make you more money. So my intention, I love that word. It's Craig's word of the year, intention. So my intention today is to spend 15 minutes. Now, what did I just do by saying that? Fully disclosed, they know what to expect, and the barrier of entry is so low. It's 15 minutes. It's not an hour of small talk, weird conversations, not knowing when this stupid meeting is going to end. So my intention today is to spend 15 minutes with you and ask you a couple of really cool questions about your business. And I'm quite certain that depending on what you say, a couple of services and a program or two that I have, I'm quite certain will help you make more money in the remainder of this year and into 2026. And so, hey, Greg, tell me a little about your business when you close a transaction. So, for example, I have the unique ability to refer my realtors that I work with business from time to time. So, if I was to refer you a buyer and they closed today, tell me a little about your post-closing customer service process. Like what are you doing for closing gift? Like what are you doing for follow-up, stuff like that. And they answer that. And I'm like, just taking notes. I'm not coaching. I'm not saying anything. My intention around that, though, is I have a system that's dialed in that I teach my realtors that works and it gets referrals. Now, you also have to understand this. Write this down. This is the National Association of Realtors. 90% of realtors don't follow up with their past clients. So I'm just a numbers guy, you guys. Think of it this way. 9 out of 10 realtors that I meet with, 9 out of 10. Big realtors, small. I met with a really big realtor the other day and I said, Kathleen, share with me your database management program. Like, how do you follow up with your clients? Well, she doesn't. I'm like, dude, you're a big agent. This is crazy. 9 out of 10 realtors do not have a great follow-up system with their database. So there we go right there. We've got the keys to the kingdom. We now know how we can add value. Now, if they do have a great system, tell me one thing, Greg, that's working really well for you. So, for example, Greg, sounds to me like you have a great system. 2024, how many referrals did you get from your database? Now, write this down, you guys. If you're really good at managing your database, you should get 30% of your database should refer you. You should get 30. So if you have 100 people in your database, you should get 30 leads a year. That's really, really good. If you're average, you should get 10%. That's 10. So, hey, Greg, it sounds great. It sounds like you have got your database dialed. I love having conversations with high achievers. I quite frankly, I knew that meeting you today, I was probably going to learn something. See, I got a pretty good business, been in the industry for 19 years, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about that later. But Greg, I knew that you had something special because you don't close the amount of transactions that you have. And so tell me something specific that you do with your database that I might not be doing. I'm curious to learn and see. And now I get to find out what's working really, really well with Greg there. So it's a win-win for us. It's either something they're not doing or something they're doing great that we can then support. Oh, you do client events. Holy crud. You got 20 referrals from your last client event. Tell me how that went. Blah, 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 blah. Wow, that must have been really expensive. So do you get partners to help you with that? Stuff like that. I'm just asking better questions to find out more gaps in their business where I can come in and support it. So these are realtor meetings. We're sitting down. We're transparent. This is outcome-based thinking, you guys. We're coming full circle on this. What is the outcome of today? Today's Thursday. If you follow theme days, we're calling our database on Thursday. We're going to call 15 past clients on Thursdays. Cool. So, what is my outcome today? I'm going to call 15 past clients. What is the outcome that I want off of each one of these phone calls? One, can I help them? Is there anything I can do to help them with their house, with their landscaping, with anything? Maybe give them a referral. Number two, I'm going to ask for a referral. Number three, I'm going to ask for a 5-star review. These are the outcomes that I need. I need more 5-star reviews. My goal is to have 500 by the end of the year. I need more. Number two, I need referrals. Hey, the market is finally starting to shift. Greg, I know you gave us a 5-star review. You said you had a great experience. I love working with people that value that value our systems. Greg, do you know anyone who needs to buy a home or sell a home in 2025 that I can help? And Greg, the reason why I ask that, I want you all to write this down. And this is what I say. Greg, the reason why I ask that is I run a referral based organization, a by referral organization. I don't get to spend, I don't get the luxury of spending a ton of time marketing because, as you saw in your experience with us, we cater to you the entire process to make sure nothing goes wrong. So I kind of count on people like you when I deliver a great experience to introduce me to some people. So you know, anyone who needs to buy, I like the word needs too, needs to buy or sell in 2025. Not who do you know. I'm specific. I'm clear. Needs to buy or sell and then in 2025. There's some urgency there. And if they don't, good. Great. Hey, great. Can I count on you to keep me top of mind when you hear of any conversations like that? Maybe doing a real quick joint intro. I promise you, I will make sure that we take extremely great care, just like we did you and your wife. Sean, you have a question?
Yeah, just curious. You talked about 5-star reviews. I'm the mechanism of how you do that. Are you looking for Google? You looking for LinkedIn? And how do you tee that up to make it easy for them to do the action? Because
Yeah.
that's always the tough part.
Yep, we make it super, super easy. And so here's the thing, if you're not leveraging Google Business, so when you come on board at New American Funding, they actually create you a Google Business page. You need to leverage that. People are on the internet, okay? So I believe in Google Business, Google Business Reviews. It's free. There's an organic aspect or an organic search aspect to it. Number two, I don't believe in putting anything and supporting a platform that's my competition. Zillow's our competition. Zillow owns a mortgage company and a real estate company. I don't care about Zillow reviews anymore. I have them. I don't really leverage them. I don't want my clients on that platform. It's a spam platform. Yelp is a pay to play, so I really don't like Yelp. LinkedIn, if you're working with a lot of financial planners and business people, that's fine. But I would say spend less concern less about being spread out. Pick a platform, and if it's LinkedIn or if it's Google, go all in on that. Make it look really, really good. Okay. And then how do I make it streamlined? Really easy. I like Google, they give you a link. And so I will call, I will text, and then at closing, we email. So it starts with an email. The follow-up calls are when they do the experience.com review that goes out naturally from New American Funding. If they give me a 4.7 or higher, I'm going to call them, say, hey, this is great. It means a lot. This is how my company knows I'm doing really good, and that means a lot to me. By the way, I've got over 500 5-star reviews on experience.com. The problem is they don't push to Google. Would you mind doing me a favor? If I texted you the review that you sent me, would you mind copying and pasting that on my Google business page, and I'll put the link in that text message as well, and make sure you hit 5 stars. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah. So it starts with my team. My processor will send that out at closing. And then if they don't do that, then we'll follow up. It's a good reason to follow up. Cool. All right, guys. So wrapping up here. Um, I want you to be very, very clear on the one thing, just one thing. Now, 3 years ago, I gave a keynote I think this is where I met Don, uh, down in Nashville. And I think it was titled One More Loan. And I've been talking about just one more loan. And I'm going to be very, very clear with all of you guys right now. New American Funding is the best mortgage company, in my opinion, that's in last place. I'm just being clear with you guys. Nobody knows about us. If we're in the NFL right now, we're in the last place, but we've got all the good people. We've got Bill Belichick, the best coach, but we're just in last place. Nobody knows about us. We're not playing, we're not winning championships yet. Okay. I don't like that. Now, because we're not winning, we're not getting the funding to go out and buy and pay for better players. Stick with me on this analogy. The region's losing money. Okay. If all of you guys, you 29 guys, could just do one more loan, it would help a lot in the region. There's going to be some announcements coming out you're not going to like. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I've already had the conversations by upper management. It's not good. I loved coaching you guys. I got compensated to coach you guys. That's ending. It's ending because we're not profitable. So I'm doing something about it in my branch. My branch in Everett is profitable, finally. Okay. I'm doing something about it. If you're in my branch on this call, we got to get your shit together. We got to get if you're closing less than one loan a month, you cannot survive in this industry closing one loan a month. If you're on this call and you're closing 1 or 2 loans a month, you need to have a gut check. Do I want to be in the mortgage industry? Do I want to have an unlimited income opportunity, or do I want to go work somewhere else? Because that's the decision that's going to be in front of you in the next probably 30 to 60 days. I'm just being very clear with you. You have me. I've gone through the trenches. I've suffered for every single one of you guys. I've done the whole 2 o'clock in the morning for years in a row, trying to figure out sales, trying to figure out marketing, trying to figure out AI, trying to figure out video. I've done it all on my own to try to figure this out so that I could close more than one loan a month, so that I could support my family. I'll leave you with this. You guys have access to a skill set that can change your family tree, that can change your lives financially forever. And by choosing to not take advantage of it, you're literally committing financial suicide. You have it all right here. You're just choosing not to do it. So I want to challenge you guys today. 3 years of recorded coaching calls with me. You could all schedule a 30-minute call with me. Don't all do it at once. You could all schedule a 30-minute call with me and say, Dan, I'm struggling on this. I know you do better at this. Can you help me with X? And I will help you. I will give you the forms. All of you guys, I've given you the forms. All of you guys, I've given you the scripts. The greatness tracker, the 3X MLO tracker. I was talking with Mike Bond the other day. If all I ever did for the rest of my life once a week is just coached on that form, I could just coach on that form. You're either not making the right calls or you're not saying the right thing or doing the right thing. It's really that simple. The choice is yours, okay, you guys? So, one more loan. That means just increasing your activity just a little. If you need help, I want you to reach out to me. But we got to crank it up. These numbers of loan officers just closing one loan a month or 0 loans a month, that's not what New American Funding's platform is built on. We can't survive on that, right? So let's pick up the pace. I can talk this way to you guys because you're loan officers, you're salesmen like me and saleswomen like me. I can have these conversations. I can't talk like this to operations. The other thing is, if you value operations, if not doing this for yourself, for your own money and for your family, do it for the amazing ops staff that we have here at New American Funding. Do it for them, okay? Hope this was helpful. I want to see the email, one thing that you can improve upon in your business. And if you need a 30-minute, a 15-minute, or 30-minute call with me, message me. I'll get you my Calendly. We'll book it. And we'll get you moving in the right direction the last 4 months of this year. Okay, guys? We'll see ya.